Today is March 12th, so yesterday marked 6 months officially since I moved to LA all on my own. My name is Dylan, I'm 23 years old, and I moved from Richmond, Virginia to Los Angeles to pursue music, and somehow it's been 6 months since that day. I set a lot of goals for myself. I achieved some of them. Some of them are still works in progress. I think I've grown so much as a person in the last 6 months. When I was flying from Richmond to LA, I was trying to do anything to not cry, because if I thought about it too much, I would start to spiral and go down the, what am I doing? This is insane. This makes no sense. You have no future route, and that was not going to be helpful. And so I literally just rewatched Overcompensating on the plane, because I was like, this is funny and light, because I needed something to take my mind off the present circumstances. And then I got to LA and I turned this house into a home. It was a really nice feeling to get off work today from the full-time job that I found on my own and go home to the apartment that I pay for with my own money and my room that I've made a little oasis in the city. It really is crazy how fast things can change in just a few months. So when I got here, I was forcing myself to do as many open mics and stuff as possible, and I still am. But at first it was really, really difficult. The first open mic I did, I flopped. It was my first time performing with my guitar in a while, and somehow my guitar had gotten bumped and gotten out of key. So it was my turn to go up there and sing my song, and I start playing and I'm like, something isn't right, something sounds off, am I in the wrong key, are my fingers off a fret? But I was like, I just gotta push through it, I just gotta keep going. And then because the guitar sounded off, I started panicking in my head, and you could hear it in my voice. I just had to get through the song. So I sang through the first 2 verses and choruses, and then I ended it there. I did not finish the song, but I tried to make it a clean ending. And so that was a really rocky start to my LA performance career. But I've come really far since then. 2 nights ago, I played a show at this venue called Madame Siam, which is this underground bar that's circus themed. And I think I sounded really good. I'm really proud of how I did, and I sang a bunch of new songs. I have 5 songs out now, 6 soon. So it really does blow my mind how far I've come in the last 6 months. I've done 3 shows where I play half-hour sets, and I've been on stage for a half hour at a time, and I'm getting used to being up there, and I'm getting better at my craft, I think. I'm still not where I want to be, but I think you never really are going to be as good as you want to be, because there's always something you can work on. But I do think that I'm getting better, and that's really encouraging for me. 3 days ago, I was filming a music video. I was outside at the beach with 3 other people that I had never met before, but I found on Instagram, and they were all super friendly and super kind, and people whose art and work I look up to. And I was just thinking, wow, it is so crazy that I'm doing this. I brought these people together to make a video for my song that I wrote, that I co-produced. And I think there's something so special about the act of creation and bringing something into the world that wasn't there before, and making something that people can relate to, something tangible that inspires people. So that's the goal. Hopefully that happens. But the act of making something, of putting your feelings into something real in the world, is just so lovely to me. And I think that LA has definitely provided me so much more opportunity to do that. The connections that I've made here are also just absolutely insane. I work in food service, and we have to get people's phone numbers when we take their orders. And I noticed this one guy had a Boston area code. So I was like, oh, are you from Boston? And we started talking, because I went to school in Boston. And I found out that he does music supervision. So he gets songs placed in movies and TV shows and commercials. And I was like, that is a really good person to have in your corner, a really good connection to have, because that is how a lot of musicians make their money. My dream is not really to be selling out arenas. That's a lot. But I would love to have a song in a show like Heartstopper or something like that, where I can contribute to something that was so meaningful to other people, like that show was meaningful to me. And I love the soundtrack on that show. It introduced me to so many good songs. I was so concerned about making friends. And within the first week I came here, I feel really lucky to have made some friends. I started just forcing myself to talk to people. I was like, every time you go out, you have to talk to 3 people. And so I was talking to the barista at the cafe, I was talking to people at the gym, I was talking to, the person that worked at the Trader Joe's. And all of that got me some good friends. And it's also crazy just how much of a small world it is. There are so many people from my past that all live within a mile of me, and so I've reconnected with some old friends as well. I feel like that makes it sound like it was easy. It was really not easy to find people here. I just kept forcing myself to try. It's like with everything, success is inevitable with persistence. So I made some friends, I got myself a social life, I made some friends through work as well, and then the music connections as well. Just like everybody is like 2 degrees away from somebody. My voice teacher knows Renee Rapp's guitarist, and then the other day my friend introduced me to his friend who plays the drums and is going on tour playing arenas, and his best friend is Conan Gray's drummer. And it's just insane how much everybody knows somebody, and I really do feel lucky to be a part of this connected web now in LA. I've got so many cool mutuals on Instagram. I played a show with somebody that I really look up to, Flamey Grant. She invited me to sing my song on stage with her, and it was insane to me that somebody that I look up to knew my music and was singing along to a song that I wrote on stage with me. So it's nice to know that I'm kind of making waves as well here, and I'm really just so incredibly grateful for the last 6 months. I told myself I would reevaluate if I wanted to keep living in LA at 6 months. I don't think I found the degree of success that I'd hoped to find in 6 months in this half of a year, but because good things are just around the corner if you keep waiting, I'm definitely gonna stay in LA for at least another 6 months. We can reevaluate then, but thank you to LA for having me. I'm so fortunate. I'm so fortunate to be here. And if you are looking for a sign to follow your dreams, to do the hard thing and get out there, then this is your chance. This is your sign. If you have any questions or are looking for advice, drop it in the comments. You know, I may be young, but I am wise. Kind of. So let me know, and I'll see y'all next week with a new video. And I would love it if you would subscribe if you want to keep up with my journey. Maybe check out some of my music if you're feeling like it. And I will see y'all next week with a new video. God bless. You gotta finish the heart.